The rise of super talent Wout van Aert and his insane actions. Wout van Aert is a Belgian cyclist who is quickly making a name for himself in the world of sports. He has achieved some amazing feats, most notably his latest victory of winning the green jersey in the Tour de France. But what makes Van Aert so special is his fearless style on the bike. He's not afraid to take risks, and that's what makes him so exciting to watch. Hey folks, welcome back to Cycling News Live. Wout van Aert is tearing up the roads, but this is only the start. After making his impact in road cycling in just 3 years, Belgium's three-time cyclocross world champion has a bright future. Today we'll talk about the rise of super talent Wout van Aert and also some of his insane actions. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. And before that, please press the bell icon and subscribe to the channel so you get every single update from our channel. So let's start with the victories of Wout at the 3 Tour de France stages, 3 Critérium du Dauphiné at Strade Bianche, and 1 Monument at Milan-San Remo. For many, that would be the peak of a successful road cycling career, but for Wout van Aert of Belgium, this is just the beginning. He has accomplished so much in just 2 years. The 25-year-old Jumbo-Visma rider transitioned from cyclocross, where he's a 3-time world champion, and has rapidly adapted to the road in many aspects, possibly helped by his history in the other discipline. But who exactly is Wout van Aert, and how does he explain himself to others? Let's first start with cyclocross beginnings. Wout van Aert was born in Herentals, Belgium in September 1994 to the east of Antwerp in the nation's north. The city, like many in Belgium, is proud of its cyclists. It is home to Rik van Looy, a 2-time world road race champion and the first rider to win all 5 monument races. Van Aert was seldom far from a bike when he was younger. The Belgian first created a name for himself in 2011 when he began racing in numerous contests throughout the country, including the junior category at Ruddervoorde. Van Aert elected to turn professional after finishing second in the junior races at both the national and international championships of 2012. He rode with Telenet Fidea in the under-23 category and won the Cyclocross World Cup in his age group that year. Van Aert only got better from there, winning 3 consecutive elite-level world championships from 2016 to 2018 after moving up to the elite senior division during the 2014-15 season. After the end of the 2017-18 cyclocross circuit, he opted to offer road racing a serious try in the last of those seasons. How did Wout get success on the road near immediately? The 23-year-old didn't seem to have any trouble making the switch, and his skills seemed to translate well on the road, especially in the one-day classics. In his first monument race that year, he placed 3rd at Strade Bianche and 9th at the Tour of Flanders, both of which were good results. In the summer of that year, he won a bronze medal at the European Championships in Glasgow. But things were getting complicated off the bike. His former club was combining with the other, and he suddenly canceled his contract. After a long fight in the Belgian courts and with the UCI, he was finally able to sign with the Dutch team, Jumbo-Visma, at the beginning of 2019. Van Aert had a great first year in the World Tour. He finished on the podium at 2 classics, was 6th at Milan-San Remo, and won 2 stages in the Green Points jersey at the Critérium du Dauphiné, and won the National Time Trial Championship. All of these things led to him being added to the Jumbo-Visma team for his first Tour de France. He won stage 10 in a sprint finish, but a serious crash in a time trial a few stages later ended his race and could have made him quit the sport too soon. Due to mistakes made during surgery, he had to learn to walk again after a serious hip and upper leg injury sent him to the hospital. Van Aert has said that it could have been the end of my career, but a few months later he was back on his bike and finished 4th at the Cyclocross World Championships. Now let's take a look at Wout's insane actions and how versatile he is. The adaptability on the bike that Van Aert gained from his participation in cyclocross has proven to be of great benefit to him on the road. In 2020, he was eventually victorious at the Strade Bianche, and a few weeks later he scored his first monument victory at the Milan-San Remo race. He would go on to win an additional stage on his way to defending his Dauphiné green jersey, and then he would go on to win 2 races in the first week of the Tour de France. His versatility as a puncher who also enjoys climbing, a rider who is at ease on roads with cobblestones, a time trialist, and a sprinter has caused tongues to wag as a result. However, following a number of victories in a variety of competitions, he has rejected labels and comparisons. Because everyone has their own preferences, I don't really care about the name you give it. It's all about coming out on top a previous time, he had stated. Before the 2020 Tour de France, he described himself as falling somewhere in between the roles of a climber and a sprinter. This is only a sample of what will be presented in the future. I believe that the fact that I have no idea where my boundaries lie is a very fortunate circumstance. I'm 25 years old, and it's a tremendous treat to find out new things about myself and what I'm capable of doing. After taking first place in Sanremo, he made this statement. By the time my career is up, I want to have won a number of different things. But as a Belgian man, the Tour of Flanders and Paris-Roubaix are at the top of my list, and that's what I want to achieve in the future years, he said. Since Van Aert first started competing, he has built a good rivalry with fellow Dutch rider Mathieu van der Poel, both in cyclocross and on the road. Mathieu van der Poel is one of Van Aert's main competitors. In 2011, Van der Poel won the junior world title in cyclocross, beating out Van Aert to take the crown. Van der Poel is a three-time cyclocross world champion. Both individuals have been propelled to greater heights as a result of the ongoing competition between the two. According to a quote that was given by Van Aert to the Belgian daily Het Nieuwsblad, "From the minute I got on my bike, Matthew has always made it difficult for me. He has always inspired me to beat him, and as a result I've improved myself," he went on to say about his opponent. During the same interview, Van der Poel paid respect to his adversary by adding that during the pandemic caused by the coronavirus, he had missed our fight and being together with colleagues. "Wout and I have been competing against one another for a long time, and over the years we have definitely pushed each other to perform at better levels." Now let's talk about some racing news at the Tour de France regarding Wout van Aert. Definitely the strongest rider in this race. What can't Wout van Aert do? Recently, Jonas Vingegaard said this about Wout after the Tour de France. As usual, the Tour de France ends on the Champs-Élysées, and most would argue that Wout van Aert wasn't the best rider. He may not be wearing the yellow jersey, but he has won stages and worn the green jersey. He has also been a race maker, a workhorse, and the man of the match. The fact that he got a unanimous vote for the Combativity Award shows how much work he's put into the whole 3 weeks. Jonas Vingegaard said before the start of Stage 21, "Wout has been by far the best rider in this race. In the last 3 weeks, it's been great to have him by my side." When Jumbo-Visma got to Denmark, it had 2 huge goals and 3 leaders, green for Van Aert and yellow for either Primož Roglič or Jonas Vingegaard, which had made a lot of people look twice. Before, Van Aert had never tried green. Even though Roglič was close, neither of the GC leaders had managed to win the Tour. Had Jumbo-Visma fired themselves in the foot by going up against Tadej Pogačar, who is backed by the UAE Team Emirates 100%. In the end, it wasn't a weakness at all. In hindsight, it is very evident that Van Aert and his crew had found a way to shore up Van Aert's lead in the points classification before the crucial time in the mountains. This meant that the Belgian could give his partner more time and effort where it really mattered, which was in the mountains. The Belgian string of second-place finishes in the first stages was a peculiar beginning to the race, but by Stage 5 he had held a 52-point lead, thanks in part to his courageous triumph the day before. Another stage win in Lausanne, not a pure sprint, left him comfortably in front, and he took advantage of a couple breakaways to expand his lead. This strategy became even more important as bad luck hit them and teammates dropped back, forcing a frantic chase on cobblestones in the first week and leaving him with only 6 riders to take on the Pyrenees. The final mountain stage, however, mathematically sealed the green jersey, allowing him to return to his team position. Hey, and that's all for today's video. We'll meet you with more interesting information like this one in the next video. Please give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching!